All right, Matthew Henderson with Chief Government Affairs Officer for the America First Policy Institute. I'm here with Steve Moore. And now, Steve, do you want to introduce yourself? I think everybody knows
Matthew, great to be with you. I run a group called Unleash Prosperity, and I've obviously worked as a senior advisor to Donald Trump, and most importantly, I'm a senior fellow at America First Policy Institute.
Well, we're so grateful to have you here.
Thank you.
You know, one of the, obviously the biggest marquee legislative achievement for the president, Speaker Johnson, Leader Thune, was the One Big Beautiful Bill Working Families Tax Cut that passed last year. Now we are getting right into implementation of this incredible bill that had passed. One of the things that's coming up is this senior deduction. You know, the economy's humming right now. All the great things that the president has done and is doing, continuing to do. You know, we match that with what this bill is accomplishing right now, and we're seeing some great things. How would you kind of frame that as how it's going?
Well, first of all, I think I should call to your attention, your viewers, that that bill originally, the very first draft of that bill was in very early 2016 when Larry Kudlow, you know Larry Kudlow,
That's
obviously the chairman of AFPI, and I spent about an hour and a half with Donald Trump over there at Trump Tower on the 67th floor, and I'll never forget, we just had a little pad of paper and we mapped out, you know, here's the things you should do: cut the corporate rate and do expensing for the businesses and cut, you know, individual tax rates, et cetera, et cetera. Now, we didn't have no tax on tips and we didn't have no tax on overtime, but that was kind of the fundamentals of the bill: cut the corporate tax rate so we're competitive. And that became, you know, the formation, the very first draft of what then became the Trump tax cut that passed in 2017, mm-hmm. and that caused a lot of the growth that we had in Trump's first term. And then this bill really mostly expanded and extended those tax cuts in a very productive way. I think the most important thing in that bill was that we kept the tax rates down where they were, and we also we extended the automatic expensing. And that's one of the reasons, Matthew, that we're seeing the big boom in capital investment spending by businesses. It's funny, if you cut their tax, they'll do more of it. And so I'm very proud of that. Trump has been an amazing, amazing in terms of his relentless pursuit of getting this done. And it's really, as you just said, it is paying off big time already. We're now growing at 4.5% to 5% growth. We haven't seen growth rates like that in a long, long time. And it is truly a rising tide that's lifting all boats. We're seeing every income group seeing increases their income above the inflation level. Not just because of the tax cut. As you know, Trump has deregulated the economy, the drill baby drill energy policies, the policies that have really gotten government off the back of our businesses have been enormously successful. So, I could hardly be more bullish right now.
Well, we have, you know, and the direct benefit as we enter tax filing season, you know, wages are up.
Yes.
People are receiving bigger paychecks.
Yes.
And now as we enter tax filing season, they're going to see a bigger tax
Yes.
return. So we've got a higher standard deduction that was part of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the Trump tax cuts, as part of this bill. And then seniors are also benefiting, going to receive a higher deduction as part of this
Yes.
Senior deduction. So that has a direct payoff, doesn't it?
It sure does.
I mean, people are seeing more.
You know, this is something that we've been waiting a long time to do. I'll just mention another one that people forget about. I just wrote a column on this. You know, we cut the number of people who are subject to the death tax in half. Mm-hmm. You know, that's maybe one of the most evil, pernicious taxes in the whole tax code. I mean, you spend your whole life paying gas taxes and income taxes and payroll taxes and company taxes and this tax and that tax, property taxes, and then you have to pay a tax when you die. So right. Trump, now half the people that would have had to pay a death tax when the money is passed on to their heirs, the tax will be zero. So those are the kind of hidden gems in the bill that people don't pay attention to. Another one is the school choice expansion. So right. Now you can take a tax credit and you can put that money into helping a child. It doesn't even have to be your own child. It could be someone else's kid, and get them a good education. I mean, what better investment in America is there than that?
That's incredible. And you can apply that towards homeschooling expenses.
Catholic
there's
schools,
Catholic
private schools,
parochial
whatever
schools.
best fits your kid. And by the way, I find it amazing that a lot of states that are run by teachers unions they're not even applying, even though it's almost essentially free money to them. They don't want it because they're so tied with the teachers unions. But every red state and a bunch of blue states are now accepting the money for that program, and I'm just really excited about that.
And you talk about this red state versus blue state, and I just have to ask, Governor Spanberger in Virginia, you knew this was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, she has just, it seems, gone in the opposite direction of increasing taxes. So you take the conservative model of lowering rates, fatter paychecks, and you take the blue state model, which is raise taxes, less paychecks.
So it is sad, actually, as someone who lives in the Washington, D.C. area or in the Northern Virginia area, when Abigail Spanberger ran for governor last year, she called herself a moderate centrist Democrat. And that's one of the reasons she won. That's what people want. They don't want, far left wing candidates. Well, she's only been in office for less than 30 days. And I mean, it's unbelievable. She's got taxes on, if you take an Uber, you pay a state tax. If you use Gruber, Amazon Eats and all these other things, a tax. FedEx, a special tax. Dog grooming. Oh, we're going to put tax on that. Dry cleaning services, we're going to put tax on that. Dog walkers, tax on that. I mean, I could go on for 20 minutes. But anything that moves, she wants to tax. And what this proves is that what Democrats do is they run as moderates. And then as soon as they get in office, we're going to raise taxes. By the way, the same thing has happened in New Jersey, where the Democrats won the governor's race there. Candidate ran as a moderate. Now she's off. We're going to raise the gas tax, this tax. And then, of course, look at the disgrace of what's happening in New York City with Mandami, where they're running a $12 billion deficit. He actually said the other day, we can't find anything to cut out of the budget, so we're going to have to raise everybody's taxes. New York City spends twice as much as any other city, and they can't find anything to cut?
Oh, wow. That is, well, as we look forward, what is your prediction? We have President Trump's model of economic growth, lower taxes, higher wages. What is your prediction? Do you think we're just at the start of this, the tip of the iceberg of things getting better for American families moving forward?
I do. I think three things are going to really accelerate the economy this year. You mentioned one of them is that people are starting to feel the effect of that tax cut. I mean, people will come up to me in the street and say, Steve Moore, you always advocate a tax cut. I haven't seen it. I said, well, just wait. It's coming. You're going to start to see it right now as less money is going to be withheld by the IRS from your tax cut. It's like a pay raise for people. So that's number one. Number two, gas prices, are down by $1 to $1.50 a gallon. As Larry Kudlow would say, that's a tax cut for people. If a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. If they can pay less for gas, that maybe they can go out for dinner or they can, do things they couldn't otherwise. And then so there's going to be some relief from Trump has won a lot of these trade deals that are going to mean lower tariffs, so people are going to get a rebate on those tariffs. So you combine those three things, and I think we're looking at a really strong 2026. And that, by the way, that's important if you're a Republican, because those midterms are going to be absolutely essential. There's about 30 battleground House states, and if the economy is improving, people aren't going to try to throw the bums out, so to speak.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Well, Steve Moore, thank you so much for being here. We certainly appreciate your
excited
time
working
and
with you all at
expertise.
AFPI. I mean, this is an amazing place. I was talking to you earlier. It's almost like a revolving door. People come into AFPI and they do great work, and then the next thing you know, where's Joe? Oh, he's over at the Department of the Treasury, and where's Bob? Oh, he's at the White House. I mean, it's an amazing place, and I'm just excited to be part of it.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.